Well, today and also in the past 2 or 3 years, I incorporated modular synthesizers into my live set because my live set changed a lot throughout the last 10 or 12 years since when I'm playing with this project. It has been a band, I played only on piano sometimes, so it progressed, but I always felt synthesizers were a really good instrument to in collaboration with my voice. It made the most sense. And I was always playing one synthesizer. I didn't have much more hands than two, so I had a band, and I didn't know I didn't want to play with laptop, so I played with backing tracks sometimes, but it wasn't I didn't feel it was right. I was always searching for something else. And when I came to modular synthesizers, which can kind of be produce kind of generative things by themselves, which you tell them to, a rhythm or some arpeggios or something that keeps on going. It's not a loop, but it's it has its own dynamic that's changing through time. But I felt like this could be another instrument that I could incorporate into my live set. So I started experimenting a lot, improvising, doing many mistakes, but throughout the 3 years it has been now a thing that I'm playing with, and I feel like it's really working, and this is the thing I want to say live, in a performance with my music. For me it's fun to play because it's still changing, and I'm still bringing in some new elements in time, which is nice, because when you play with the backing track, it's the same thing, you cannot change anything. So this is very, it has more life for me, so that's why I prefer. So I will play this kind of live set today also. I think I was finding my language, if I can call it like that, for many years, because I was playing the piano, and piano is great, but the sound kind of inspired me only in one way. So I felt like I'm repeating myself when I'm making new songs, and I always dreamt of more more wide sound world, more in sound design, and I had some ideas that didn't have a precise shape, but I knew where what I want to feel. So I was searching through many years, what is this language that makes me able to articulate some emotions and some thoughts I have inside. And when I touched Prophet 08, which I'm playing still, I just felt this is the instrument that kind of speaks with me. I feel something very strong, and I feel I can sculpt the sound in a way that suits something in me, that I can it's language that I can speak through the instrument, also with my voice, but it's another instrument that I can speak through better and articulate things better. So it was just the need of finding something that suits me. It was a long way, but finally. I don't know if it's the first one, but it's two that I remember the most, that I think that could also mean something to what could correspond with what I'm doing now. And I remember one thing, even before I was playing piano, I used to have this Casio for kids, very bad sound, but it had it had some beat also. So I remember that, because I don't think I had a piano yet. Then I started playing later. And the second was that we had a radio, also very old school, with two decks or two tapes, and it had the possibility of record. But I wasn't recording singing. I was always talking into it and saying swear words and just so I remember recording my voice from a very early age, because it was home, it was possible, my parents let me. So when I'm thinking back, it's I always kind of maybe I don't know what's the word in English. I was drawn to just recording myself that was because I think we have some cassettes. I don't know. I was like 3 years, and we, like my dad, I think, and also my mom, like brought it to me. Like we were always like recording also some like fairy tales, like just saying them. Yeah. So this kind of thing, maybe that is the first memory. Kind of, it's not musical, but it's like with recording actually. Yes. Yeah, I think it was like two moments. First one, because from child I knew I want to do it. For like, I didn't have any other option. I didn't want to do nothing else. So I wanted to study music like in conservatory. I was working hard for it, like exercising like the voice, because I was studying voice. So I was like, it was my dream, biggest dream. So from like 12 years, I was going to like pursue this dream. And then I was studying the conservatory, blah, blah, blah. But when I was like 20 or 21, I had kind of crisis when I thought like, well, maybe it's not a good choice for life. Like maybe it's better to study something else and get a job. I don't know. But very soon I came like back, because it's just something that I cannot describe. It's just something I know I have to do. I know it the best. I cannot, or not the best like the best, but the best I can do. I don't think I can do nothing else in the world like this way, or it makes me feel that way. So I think it's important to keep it in life, and if I didn't have it, if I didn't do it, I think I wouldn't be like whole, even though it's very hard sometimes. And I have this crisis repeating, of course, thinking if to not do something else, because sometimes it's like I'm still doing alternative experimental music, which is not always easy to handle. It's a very like, it's not a stable life, but I think it's worth it, because on other hand it gives me much freedom and gives me very strong feelings and emotions, and something that I think it's very important for life, or for my life, to feel. So yeah, it's kind of the most honest thing I can do, I think. So that's why I always, even when I sometimes have these questions, of course, like, and very frequently, I ask them to myself, but it's impossible, I think, for me to do something else. So I don't know, I think I just had to like name it somehow, or frame it, or put it in some, because people ask always, like, what do you do? Like, what is your kind of music? I don't know, I just do what I feel. And I do like melancholy, but I like energy, and I like good, positive, fun vibes. I like very dark music, very deconstructed. I like pop. It's like, you know, sometimes you need different energies for different kind of states of being. But what I feel most comfortable in is what comes out like this, and I think it's kind of melancholic. That's the word I think that can relate to it in some way. There could be 10 words or 20 words that could describe it much more better and preciser, but I think I chose this because it's like very, like, I think you can get a fast impression of what it really is. But yeah, it's just like how to say, yeah, it's a framing of something, just to like make it easier to communicate. But like melancholy, I like it. It's something that makes me, I don't know, even in weather, I like it. But you know, I also love the sun here. And I'm walking on the streets and I have so much energy because it's still the sun, and I feel it's like pumping life into me. But sometimes I have the need to like sit in nature and watch fog. If I imagine like some lake or some mountains and a foggy day, I love that too. It's just, yeah, maybe for me it's easier to delve into the melancholy, because Czech Republic, weather is as it is, and it's a lot melancholic. I think also the history, not history, it is kind of melancholic. There's kind of like this nostalgic melancholic feeling that is maybe incorporated in us also, like as the Czech people, I don't know, or Eastern Europe. There's a certain thing to it. So maybe that's why it's more near, but it's just one of the feelings in the world, I think.
Not like
Yeah.
No. That melancholic and nothing else.
I would like to, like, just like today I was listening to just funk and walking down the street. So it's like there's different needs through different times of the day or life. So yeah. I really like the label Sacred Bones, so artists from that, and I also like realized I'm much more inspired by like guitar music than electronic. I don't listen to electronic much. That's the thing, and I think it's more. Oh, it's okay. Yeah, I just need this because I'm getting colder. So I think it's more like I'm trying to work with the modular and with the synthesizers also, like kind of like distorted guitars, and guitar music for me is something that really makes me feel something strong. Electronic dance music, not so much. Like yeah, sometimes I like to listen, but I like the modular. It's if somebody plays modular, it doesn't matter to me what he's playing. I love it. So it's like something that inspires me for sure in many approaches, different, and beach house, also Cat Power, like these classical songwriters, Chelsea Wolfe, Marisa Nadler, like singer-songwriters also. Some maybe shoegaze bands, Bethany Curve. I remember. I really love. Yeah, so it's white. Yeah. Yeah, I think it helped me like using the modular. That it was the first time I started working live with modular synth, so it gave me some confidence, and also I started experimenting more. And for me, it's something that normally when I do my music, I just jam and improvise, and what I like is what I keep. But here I'm like serving some other purpose in some way. I have to like be an addition to something that's already not already existing, but is existing in a cycle with me. So in the first performance I did with one dance collective called Spitfire Company, it was a few years ago. So it's like the dancing, and I was improvising, and we're just like building this together, like what makes sense. And they inspired me, I inspire them, and it's just like this other way of composing, because you react to something, or to someone, or to someone's energy, or to someone's need, or someone's dynamic. When I'm like composing myself, it's something different. It's just I'm reacting to my own emotions and speaking with my subconscious or something like that. But here I'm reacting on also other people. So that's, I think, the biggest difference, like in this meaning. Yeah, I think I was able, like, first time to enter some kind of trance, like when creating. Like when I go to concert, I like can find myself in kind of that it's just like working with me. But with the dance performance, it's just like it's very physical, and if you're reacting to something physical in real time, because it's not set, we're always like kind of improvising. So I'm always like pulling on the energy they give me, and as I said, it's like just this cycle. So I think it was very new for me, like to discover this kind of like other state of mind, where you can just like I don't know, just like just flip your head like out and just really feel and go with the flow and lose yourself. Yeah, I think that is like the ability to lose yourself in thanks to the physicality or the musicality. Yeah, I would like to do music like forever, but I think it will be changing. I think I will always have this project, but I am thinking of having like my biggest dream is like having a studio of my own where I can record other artists maybe in 20 years and help like young people later on, like recording albums and just having many synthesizers and a family and a house, and it's like that's my dream, which I dream of, and maybe making music for still the theater, maybe films, and I think I will do like my kind of like keep my own little world forever, but it's kind of like I'm sure it's gonna be there, but I think I would like to explore as many ways through music and doing music as possible. I think that's maybe that's my biggest dream, to be able and to have the freedom to be able to go through these paths and and just do music in any kind of meaning that can be with any people that want to collaborate. It's just like it's a beautiful thing to do. So